In this chapter number 10, we will discuss about ethics and professionalism of emerging technologies. We know that ethics means laws of conduct. It is tailored to each profession but grounded in universal moral principle. For example, one thing must be correct from your side, but some other may consider it wrong. So these are ethical principles based. They are based upon moral values, and you cannot argue what is right and what is wrong. Ethical standards ensure humans' well-being. So whatever you do, you should do it ethically. That means you should do it so that the focus is on human well-being, guiding, and we need to guide emerging technologies to positively impact individuals' lives and societies. So when we discuss emerging technologies, this is an important topic because we want that technical competence should be combined with adherence to ethical principles. Advancing technology presents both remarkable opportunities and ethical challenges. For example, we often come to know that AI will take our jobs. So whether we should adopt AI or not adopt AI. So that's a dilemma, and the answer is that we should go with the technology, but keeping ethical and moral and with moral values. So ethical concerns include privacy, fairness, accountability, and sustainability. In this chapter, we will see all these terms in detail. These challenges are multifaceted and require careful consideration and regulation. In fact, there are courses and there are streams which specifically deal with ethical point of technology. We need to balance innovation with ethical responsibility for progress. Only that will foster trust and ensure technology benefits to the society at large. In this slide, we have discussed some ethical concerns in emerging technologies. For example, privacy and data protection. So privacy is about our data. What data is collected from us as a user and how is it stored? How is it shared? Data protection means securely keeping our data and not sharing it without our permission. Algorithm bias and fairness. Although we will see all these terms in detail later, but for now, let us see in one line what it means. For example, if you are writing an an algorithm, that algorithm may have some bias. For example, if I ask you the political party of your choice, you will give me one answer, and you will also tell me certain facts about that party, which will influence my decision also. So that is called biasness. But when we are collecting data for a technology, we should ensure that there is no bias. The data should be collected from a diverse set of people or diverse set of sources, so that the algorithms gives output with complete fairness. Automation and job placement. As we discussed, there is always a fear that moving with the technology will displace so many human beings from their jobs. So we need to make ethical use of AI. Misinformation and deepfakes should be avoided. We have already seen every day, every year we see so many news. So many people get killed, and there is so much harm to the society just because of fake news. Deepfakes, even many actors and actresses have complained that uh, their identity is being used by somebody, and AI technology is used to uh, damage their personalities. Lack of oversight and accountability. So if suppose if you are using a robot for a surgery, and that robot uh, commits a mistake and that person gets harmed, so who will be responsible in that case? The robot, the doctor, or the person using that technology? So the algorithms should be such that there should be accountability. Who will take the charge if the things go wrong? Now, technological processes are guided by internal and external values. Values are emphasize goal achievement, companies' goal achievement at minimal cost, and external values include issues such as social, political, and ecological considerations. Technology engages with reality creatively and transformatively. Innovation drives technology, shaping designs and outcomes dynamically. Now, information technology and its common concerns. We've discussed them. Let's see in detail. Privacy means the proliferation of computerized processing and storage of personal data, how your personal data is used by the organization. It should never be taken or used in any way without individuals' consent. It should not be inappropriately shared without the individual's consent, especially the confidential data. Then there's always a digital divide with the technology. By digital divide, we means the haves and the have-nots. Not everybody is very familiar with the technology. So those who do not have, they try to stay away from the technological use. Now, so technology should be improved in such a way that it is accessible for all. Inappropriate use of computing resources. We often see that employees in an organization misuse the computing resources. They use it for their personal works, or for they are chatting, they are active on social media during office hours. So this is an example of inappropriate of computing resources. Unethical behavior refrains an individual from doing such activities. Then additionally, practices like unsolicited email, hacking, identity theft, and plagiarism are unethical uses of IT resources. Technology impacts society, requiring a robust ethical framework. We know that external values guide the design, ensure societal and ecological consideration. So the final product should promote social good and minimize harm. Democratic participation ensures responsible technological development. Ethical guidelines help navigate technological risk and future capabilities. General ethical principles include technologies must maximize social benefits and minimize harm. So this particular statement is repeated almost every 2-3 slides. Ensure fairness, transparency, accountability in development. Protect privacy, uphold security, and promote user autonomy. Minimize environmental impact and ensure sustainability. Respect human dignity and cultural values in all innovations. Transparencies build trust by openly communicating technology's capabilities, risk, and limitation. Transparent means everybody knows what is happening and how is it happening. Accountability ensures professionals take responsibility for the technology's impact and outcomes. Privacy and data protection safeguard individual rights and secure sensitive information. Ethical considerations involve proactive identification and mitigation of potential issues. Professionalism must align technological innovation with societal values and ethical standards. Informed consent, collaboration and communication, compliance with regulation, fairness and equity, promises ethical technological use. Now, privacy, as we discussed, privacy in technologies, by this term we mean the right to be left alone. And for example, we often see that users' data is collected for surveillance. So in that case, data confidentiality is lost. Even if you are using the surveillance data, how is that data being used? All these are studied under data privacy concerns. Implementing privacy requires defining when personal data should be disclosed or kept anonymous. Different societies and groups have diverse views on privacy, necessitating flexible technological solutions. Systems should balance accountability, anonymity, user preferences, and community norms. Regulatory measures may be needed when norms differ, supported by mechanisms like privacy royalties. Anonymity protects privacy in activities like browsing. For example, we often create a VPN to hide from the other person who is sending that message or who is seeing what website. So it protects privacy. Technology should be developed in such a way that it promotes anonymity but also facilitates questionable or illegal acts like spamming or hacking. So, in correct terms, it is okay, but if see, it is said that freedom always comes with a responsibility. So, if you are maintaining your anonymity, that does not mean you will be involved in illegal acts like spamming or hacking. In such a case, there's a trade-off between accountability and uh, anonymity, and a balance between the two is always required. Accountability can be enhanced through identity verification systems promoting responsible use. Overly stringent authentication compromises usability. If you are very strict with authentication, it compromises usability. Communities must therefore determine the balance between the two terms. Now, let's see some important terms. What are data breaches? Data breach means exposing of sensitive information like personal bank details, credit card, debit card numbers, leading to risk to identity theft and fraud. Phishing attacks. In these attacks, the it deceives users into sharing private data through fake emails, websites, or calls. For example, if it's your Gmail, you will be shown a fake Gmail website, the login page, which will just be a replica of the original page, and then the user will enter the username, his or her username and password. So when the user enters the confidential information, that information goes to the attacker, not to the Gmail website. Right? So this is how they collect important information. Spyware and malware, that is illicitly monitor. Spy means monitoring what the user is doing, keeping an eye on users' online activities. Malware means malicious software. Now, what is malicious? Malicious means any software which is created with wrong, malicious intentions, bad intentions. See, a software is always developed to help the user. For example, you have a software of MS Word, MS Paint, you have Adobe Photoshop. So all those software are there to help you in some way or the other. But a malicious software is always there to harm you because it is deliberately created with bad intentions in mind. Then surveillance and data collection raise concerns as social media and apps collect data for advertising, risking misuse. So without our permission, our data is collected when we are online. Then these are the threats to privacy. Weak cybersecurity means poor practices such as outdated software and weak passwords heighten vulnerability to attacks. That is why you're always asked to enter strong passwords. A strong password means any combination of uppercase, lowercase, special characters and digits. We have some examples of data breaches in India, although it happens all over the world, but here we are discussing only India. Aadhaar data in 2022 was leaked. Then Big Basket data breach occurred in 2021. This is the COVID times when so many people were using Big Basket to order their daily items. Geo data breach occurred in 2021 where 100 million customers' credentials were exposed. Medibuddy data breach in 2021, sensitive health data of millions of users was leaked. Then IndusInd Bank data breach 2020, in which personal and financial details of customers were exposed. And just imagine how vulnerable our data is. Now, how can we mitigate privacy threats? Strengthen cybersecurity practices by keeping strong and unique passwords. Enable two-factor authentication. You must have noticed whenever you log into a website from an unknown computer, they always give you a message on the mobile and you have to tap on yes, it's me. So that's a two-factor authentication. You're putting the password plus you are tapping it. Now keep your operating system and the software up to date. Update them regularly. Enhance data protection by using encryption. What is encryption? We will study later in this chapter. Then you should regularly audit and monitor data security systems. For example, you can have an antivirus and see how many malware attacks you are getting every day. What was the outcome of running the antivirus software, how many were quarantined, how many were deleted, right? Educate users, tell them about phishing attacks and how they can stay safe while working online. Then adopt strong privacy policies, which ensuring transparent data collection and usage practices. And then the organizations should comply with regulations set by the company itself or the government. Then data privacy gives individual control over their personal data. So data privacy can be ensured only when every individual can control his or her personal data. Organizations collect personal data like emails and credit card information. But for in India, for example, in RBI has set clear rules that you cannot save the credit card or the debit card number on the website. Instead, a token can be used, right? So such steps ensures data privacy. User consent must be obtained before processing using that data. Data must be protected from misuse or unauthorized access. Users should be able to manage their data actively. Then the importance of data privacy. We need to protect our sensitive data. That builds trust and long-term loyalty with the company. Complying with data protection laws prevents legal issues and fines. Organizations must respect user privacy as a part of their ethical obligations. Protecting personal data also helps to mitigate the risk of misuse and exploitation. For example, if we talk about India, we had India ID Act 2000, which provides a legal framework for electronic governance and cybercrime penalties. The act was revised in 2008 because see, India the internet came in 1990s. So we had the IT Act very soon 2000. So since a lot was being done on the internet, so it was again revised in 2008. Then we have DPDP Act in 2023, which is a comprehensive data protection law focusing on privacy rights and data processing. And the Personal Data Protection is another act which ensures lawful data processing, consent, and purpose limitation. Data localization means that certain data must be processed within India for security reasons. For example, companies like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, or any other companies, they actually have their data center. They are US based company, for example, they have their data centers there. But the India government is firm that certain data should be stored. Our data should be stored within our territory only. So India's data should be stored here in India. So that is called data localization. Now those companies or organizations that do not comply with data protection laws are subjected to significant fines and legal consequences. Now GDPR, it's a comprehensive European law regulating personal data processing with fines up to 20 million euro or 4% of annual turnover for non-compliance. So you can read about the other data privacy laws in which are prevalent in the world. Now data protection and privacy laws in India, as we said, we had the IT Act 2000, Digital Personal Data Protection Act in 2023, and these laws aim to safeguard personal data and privacy rights. Data breaches and sensitive data. A data breach occurs when confidential data is intentionally or unintentionally exposed to an untrusted environment. Unintentional information disclosure, information leakage, data leak, data spill. Whatever be the reason, data breaches can result from malicious attack by hackers, political activists, or foreign governments. Now, digital privacy. Digital privacy in modern era encompasses a complex mix of elements including data privacy, individual privacy, and communication privacy. So what are these three terms? So all these three terms together are termed as digital privacy. Now, individual privacy, we have already seen that it means protecting personal information identifiable such as health records, financial data, or social security numbers. Information privacy means Ethical and lawful collection, processing, and storage of data. So it's about individual data, it is about the data that is collected, processed, and stored by the company. Now, communication privacy. Whenever we say communication, you should quickly think about internet networks like emails, messages, unauthorized access, interception, or tampering with communication. So, tampering with communication means if I send you ABC, but you manipulate it and you send the other person DEF, you changed it, you tampered it, destroyed the original message. Then interception means you are breaking in between the communication and seeing what has been said, what the two parties are talking to each other. That is called interception. You're coming in between. Now, key risk of insufficient digital privacy. When the digital privacy is compromised, there can be identity theft, cyberbullying, malware and viruses, exploitative use of personal images, and intellectual property theft. Now, identity theft means without proper privacy safeguards, personal data such as security numbers and financial details can be stolen and misused. For example, if you need somebody's Aadhaar card number to book a ticket in his name, so that can be if a person can steal that data to create that fake identity. Now, cyberbullying means harassing or bullying or making fun of others on the online shared media. Malware and viruses. So as we said, malware means software with malicious software created with malicious intentions, and they are always created to harm the user. Exploitative use of personal images, that is illegal activities such as the images are distorted and misused for illegal activities. Then intellectual property theft. Without strong privacy protection, creative works and intellectual property can be stolen or misused. Many people use, I mean, they take theses from others and publish them with their own names. They take books and get them published in their own names. So that is called intellectual property theft. Misusing without taking permission, using somebody else's work for personal gains. Now, government surveillance under data privacy. So, the ethics of government surveillance revolve around balancing national security with individual privacy rights. So, see, for government, both of them are important. If the government keeps a lot of surveillance on you, then you shout about what is our privacy rights then. But if they don't do it, then national security may be harmed. So, the government has to maintain a balance between the two. Technologies like encryption, anonymous tools, and secure communication channels can help to maintain digital privacy. Then there are certain legal frameworks, rules, and laws of the government to regulate access to the digital data. Now let's talk about emerging ethical dilemmas in science and technology. With the increased usage of IoT devices, a lot of data is being collected by these devices. For example, while facial recognition technologies offer advancements in security and access control, they also pose significant privacy challenges. I suppose your door lock sees your face. It uses facial recognition technology to open the main door of your house. Somebody can take your picture and you know it can be a greater privacy challenge then. And health tracking, ethical concerns about digital replicas used for healthcare testing, then privacy issues from altering thoughts or behavior. In last chapter, we will study about BCI. So in that case, we can alter somebody's thoughts or behavior using emerging technologies. Then we can even edit human genetics. This has already started happening, but that's an illegal activity, not ethically correct. Ethics of technology, determining life or death outcomes in warfare. So you're weaponizing the technology. If you're using robotic army, then again there will be ethical dilemmas and a lot of ethical issues. Exploitation. Can a human fight with a robot? And of course, there's a higher chances robot will win. So how are you going to deal with this? Exploitation, risk of technology being exploited in health and genetic fields. So as we know that COVID was basically a biological war. So it's a biological technology war, right? Then communication privacy. Communication privacy ensures protection of calls, emails, and communication for unauthorized monitoring. We have different types of protection under this Communication Privacy Act 1986, which protects telephone conversations because internet was not very widespread in those days. So it protects telephone conversations from unauthorized interception. Scope, it covers wire, oral, and electronic communication, but not data stored on the computers or the internet because the usage was not that widespread. Then it is illegal to intentionally intercept or disclose communication without permission. The CPA allows for specific expectations where interception may be lawful, but there was some exceptional case where interception was required. Now, ethical and regulatory challenges. Data privacy, protecting personal information amidst increasing digital collection. So by now you must have got this memorized. Security means addressing vulnerabilities and preventing data breaches in digital system. Algorithmic bias means ensuring fairness in automated decisions and minimizing there should be no discrimination in the output. Then examining the moral implications of replacing human labor with machines. The society should not be at harm. Then balancing innovation, that is striving for technological progress while safeguarding individual rights and freedoms. Now, privacy enhancing the emerging technologies that shape privacy that should include, for example, we often use blockchain for data control. We should use as much as decentralized data storage and security checking features. So, blockchain offers decentralized identity systems and data marketplaces. Issues like scalability, energy consumption, and fraud prevention hinder the widespread. Why is it not blockchain technology that taking long time to get adopted? Because of scalability and energy. It consumes a lot of energy. Then biometric systems must improve security, but though they improve security, but also pose privacy risk. So the companies adopting privacy, first they should design their principles based on building trust, investing in user-friendly interfaces, privacy dashboards. User can see where the data is being used, where is it collected, how is it collected, why is it collected. So all those it should be very transparent. So the user should also have clear opt-in, opt-out options. So like for example, if you visit a website, they always ask whether you want this cookies to store or reject all, or you want only mandatory cookies to be stored. So that's an option. That's an example of clear opt-in or opt-out options. Transparent data practices, detailed privacy notices, whatever is happening, take the consent. So you must have seen everywhere, I agree, right? So there is, you should always make the user inform about what data is collected and how is it being used. Then it should be regularly updated. Now coming to the next point, encryption and decryption. Encryption converts readable data into unreadable format, as we said in the previous chapters also, to convert our data into ciphertext, so that even if somebody intercepts our data, takes our data in an unauthorized way, can never understand the true meaning of it because the data is in the coded form. So encryption uses mathematical algorithms to ensure that only authorized users can access that data. Encryption secures various types of data including emails, documents, and messages. It is essential for securing files, hard drives, and wireless networks. Without encryption, data would be exposed to unauthorized access and misuse. So this is how the encryption works. We'll quickly go about it because we've already seen. Here we have the plain text message. There's a cryptographic algorithm and we get some ciphertext, some coded message. And we use a cryptographic key during the cryptographic application of cryptographic algorithm. There are two types of data encryption algorithms, symmetric and asymmetric. The symmetric uses the single key for both encryption and decryption, whereas asymmetric encryption algorithms uses a pair of keys. One key is public and one key is private. If we are encrypting with a public key, it will be decrypted with the private key. If we are encrypting with a private key, it will be decrypted with the public key. So that they work in complementary to, they are complementary to each other. Here is the original text, which is encrypted using the symmetric key, and the same key is used for decryption. So this is called symmetric encryption. Here is an example of asymmetric encryption where the original text is encrypted using a public key, and this is the coded text that is passed through the network, and here the private key of that user is applied to decrypt that data to get the original text back. So the difference between encryption and hashing is, while encryption is reversible, you can apply the key to get the original data back. Hashing is a one-way process. It converts data into a fixed size string of characters which appears random. Now, some important terms in encryption are cloud storage encryption. As the name suggests, this service is provided by cloud service provider, and it involves transforming data into an encrypted form using encryption algorithm. Before storing the data on the cloud, it is encrypted. Column level encryption encrypts all the data in a specific column using the same password for access, reading and writing. So in the same column, the values are encrypted. Deniable encryption, this allows encrypted data to be decrypted in multiple ways depending upon the decryption keys used. It is sometimes used to mislead. For example, what happens is, we can send, the Alibaba and the 40 Thieves story. So there were multiple Alibabas, right? And it was very difficult to find out the correct Alibaba. Only few would know who is the correct one, right? So here the same concept is being used. This allows encrypted data to be decrypted in multiple ways. It is basically used to mislead the interceptors by allowing different interpretations of the encrypted message. So you will get different coded results. Which is the correct coded result will be known only by the authorized user. So encryption as a service. This subscription model offers customers the security benefits of encryption without requiring to manage themselves. So on the cloud, as we have software as a service, platform as a service, we can also have encryption as a service. Then end-to-end encryption ensures that data transmitted between two parties remain confidential and cannot be intercepted. For example, you have seen WhatsApp, they write our data, the data is end-to-end encrypted. Then full disk encryption means operating at the hardware level. It ensures that all the data on the hard disk is encrypted. Then field level encryption, as the name suggests, this encrypts specific fields on a web page. Suppose it encrypts only the credit card numbers or the PIN numbers, right? Homomorphic encryption, this allows data to be analyzed and manipulated while encrypted, enabling complex operations on the encrypted data without compromising its security. HTTPS is the protocol. Instead of HTTP, web browsers use HTTPS. S stands for secure. So we open only those sites which are secured. Then link level encryption. In this type of encryption, data is encrypted when it leaves the host, decrypted at each link, and re-encrypted moving to the next link. For example, if this is a computer and this is a computer, so data is encrypted just before it goes out, and just after it comes in. So each link uses different keys for algorithms. Then network level encryption applied. This is applied at the data link layer, and this is encryption algorithm is applied at the network layer. The difference is only that. Quantum cryptography uses quantum computing which is most robust to encrypt the data. Now, what is data decryption? Decryption is the reverse of encryption, turning encrypted data into a readable format. To take the decryption process takes the ciphertext or the code word or the encrypted text and apply some key to get the original text back. This is called decryption. So decryption allows users to access, analyze or recover the encrypted data. It helps to recover lost passwords or restore damaged files. Decryption can remove security measures for unrestricted access to files or system. Now once you have decrypted the data, you can access that file or that data. Encryption turns data into an unreadable format. Decryption converts encrypted data back to its original form. Both processes restrict access to only authorized users. So only if it's encrypted, only you know what the data is and the authorized receiver knows it. So they are essential for maintaining privacy and data protection. Encryption and decryption safeguard data during transactions and storage. So here the sender uses encryption, sends that data over the network, ciphered data, and it is decrypted at the receiver's end to get the plain text. Now, applications of encryption and decryption. It uses used in timestamps. It utilizes cryptographic techniques like blind signatures to validate messages without revealing their content. Email, we often use timestamps. For example, in PDS we often sign using timestamps. Email encryption protects the contents of email from unauthorized access. Messaging like WhatsApp uses encryption protocols while saving and exchanging information. Then electronic money uses encryption to ensure privacy and safety in digital financial exchange. Then encryption is used for transferring information from one computer to another. File and disk are encrypted. Tools like BitLocker and File Wallet encrypt the files on devices requiring password to access. Messaging apps like WhatsApp uses VPN. If you have used a VPN, virtual private network, so it encrypts all online traffic to provide secure browsing activities and protect privacy, involving especially on public networks. So sender and receiver encryption ensures data is encrypted before transferring the data and decrypted at the destination for secure data communication. Here is a table which shows differentiates between encryption and decryption. It is the process of converting plain text into ciphertext, and this is the reverse, converting ciphertext into plain text. This protects data confidentiality and prevents unauthorized access. This to revert the encrypted data back to its original form for authorized access, because only authorized person would know how to convert it into plain text. Then input here is plain text, input here is ciphertext, output here is ciphertext, output here is plain text. A key is used during encryption to transform plain text into ciphertext, and here a key is used during decryption to reverse the encryption process. Encryption provides data confidentiality, making encrypted data unreadable, and decryption allows only authorized users to access and understand the encrypted data. Here, the communication during data transmission is used to secure sensitive information from interception and unauthorized access, and here used at the receiving end. So here it is basically used during transmission, and here at the receiving end to recover the original data back. Example: HTTPS communication, encrypting files, secure messaging apps, and here decrypting received emails and databases. So this was all about this chapter. In the next chapter we will read in detail about the next technology.